Here we go. Mr. Pompous. Yeah, let's start off with e4. It's interesting. He's lost to me twice, although he's higher rated. Maybe he's having second thoughts. There he goes, the Sicilian. Maybe he'll get his revenge this time. Okay, open Sicilian. And black has a lot of choices. That's still kind of a flexible move, but it indicates he's going for a classical Sicilian. So that would be d6 next. e6. Okay, so this is like a time enough Sicilian. But I got this move in. I don't have a particular line against the time enough. Let's play this way. I'll just castle kingside. Okay, let's shore up the pawn here. If he gives up the bishop for the knight in order to mess up my pawn structure, I think that's still okay for me. Ah, so his queen is not going to be coming out to attack my knight, which is nice. So it gives me some more flexibility with this bishop. Normally the bishop goes to e3 here. Let's castle and see what his next move is. Takes, okay. Oh, I fell into a trap. Mr. Pompous won this game. Bishop c4. Okay, well that was a quick game. Here, let's see. Let's check on Twitch over here and see if I am. Shows me up as broadcasting. Yes, it does. Cool. Okay, let's bring this up. So let's get another game here. Yeah, gotta watch out for that opening trap. So I guess there was a good reason to play bishop e3 there in that previous game. Oh, another highly rated player. Well, maybe I'll get... Oh, he plays the Sicilian again. Maybe I will get beat down here. But you never know. A different kind of Sicilian. Actually, this could be the same kind of Sicilian, couldn't it? Could transpose back into the same time enough. Hello, green light player. How's it going? This is the Con Sicilian, so it'll be a little different than the last game. Okay. Yeah, you can get away with this bishop d3 move against the Con because the knight is not under any pressure. And sometimes you push the pawn onto e5 here. Try and make life a little uncomfortable for black here. Let's do that. It's not... that pawn is not defended, but it's not under attack either. Oh, it was under attack. Okay, I guess this is going to be kind of a sleepy stream, huh? Okay, my knight's under attack now. Let's not pay attention to that. Let's see. I don't have any clever bishop moves, bishop checks that defend it. So we'll drop back. Maybe I'll just pretend like I meant to do that. Well, now he's out of his normal habit patterns here. He'll have to figure out what to do. Not that it's especially hard. Nothing super difficult here. Yeah, I was gonna try and put a knight on e4 there, but he's got that covered. See, the pressure here is not. Well, there's a little bit of pressure there, so I could play knight here. See how he reacts. So he defends that way. I think I will go with c4. So if he, let's see, try and keep some of these pawns backwards. And I can play b3. Couldn't play b3 first because you could kick the knight and then take it on c3. Could have been awkward. Okay, and put our rooks in the center here. What could be wrong with this? Other than I'm a pawn down. Yeah, black has completed his setup. Okay, he's bringing his rook out. There's still a little bit of annoying pressure on this knight here. His pawns are well defended. Yeah, let's reposition the bishop here. Actually, that might be losing because now he has the double pawn push, e5, e4. Oh well, let's see what he plays. He didn't play it. Okay. Let's drop the bishop back, get away from that little tactic there. And what to do with that knight? I'm just trying to get it away from the glare of that bishop. So we could go to e4 here. Knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. I can't do it now. Okay, let's prevent the mate if we can. There he goes. So this transaction here will leave him with the bad bishop if he trades out on this square. So 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 defenders on that pawn still. Yeah, let's prepare to double here. Oh, he just pushes. Okay. Well, that leaves him with some weak pawns, but maybe he gets some immediate tactics here. It's a way to liberate his dark squared bishop, I guess. Takes with the knight. So he left his e-pawn hanging. He wants to give me a pawn back. I doubt he's being so generous. But does he have any great discoveries with the bishop? Bishop comes here. I take it. Yeah, I'm going to grab that pawn. Why not? Oh, he has this push. That's what it is. He's setting up this push. Yeah, that's too bad. Oh, well, that's nice. He's missing things. He's not in his usual form here, I guess. So what should I take next? Take the bishop. He takes this bishop. I take the pawn. If I take the bishop and he takes this bishop, we're still kind of even. But I have to save my knight, and maybe the knight doesn't have a good square to go to. If I go here, though, I could take with the pawn here, hitting his knight. He takes... Oh, my knight is not even hanging. Okay, he goes that way. Well, now I can take off the bishop. He takes my bishop. Shouldn't be, I guess, in such a rush to do that. Do I have a check? Don't have a check. Here's an idea. That's a check I have to take back. Yep, and that's with check too. So yeah, my idea wasn't that great. I was thinking maybe I could pin this guy. But I came out a pawn up out of all of that. And I started off a pawn down, and then I was losing a piece. So a bit of a lucky escape there. He takes my knight, I take his knight. Plus he's got a back rank issue. Okay, so what now? Let's just get a passed pawn here. Get it rolling. Get my rook behind it. Didn't want to give up that pawn. Maybe I didn't play that right. Maybe I didn't do that right. Okay, here, let's defend that pawn and give up the other one. Okay, let's go here to stop any checks on the third rank. I'm going to just push pawns forward and kind of dissolve things over here. Godzilla K2 is spamming. I have to look up how to ban people. So I think this is a draw, but well, I'm low on time. He can play on. Like that. Ah, it's a draw. Okay, so I survived that game. Is ban a command? Let's see. Okay. There we go. Ah, yeah, so let's get another game. Well, let's try a d4 this time. Sero 2, 1952. Wow, I'm getting all high-rated players. What is this? Maybe I'll try out my Catalan. Okay, he just plays normal moves, it looks like. Not going for anything too exciting here. I could play the queen out. Sometimes they do that just to defend this pawn. Get the queen to an active position. I don't know. The queen might be offsides over here too. I don't know the ins and outs of these positions just yet. Okay, so I can push, and his knight can hop into that square, or I could take. Let's take. Give myself an open line here. Always nice to have one open line, at least. Now the bishop. Or the knight. So if I played e4 right away, he took, and I went knight here. Doesn't that get the pawn back? Let's try it. Oh, I lose the d-pawn, I guess. That's the problem with this idea. Looks like a poison pawn. I wonder if it is. He doesn't want to challenge me. He doesn't he doesn't take that pawn. It just develops. Interesting. Ah, and he attacks it that way. Okay, so let's defend it for the moment. Knight c4 looks interesting. Ah, he brings his bishop there. Okay. Where to put the queen? Do I want it on the dark squares or the light squares? Maybe it's better here. If I put it here, though, he can just push his pawn. Well, I can push my pawn. Not so clear. And I go here, I'm walking into a knight move. I guess the knight move is going to happen. Oh no, he's not going to move the knight immediately because the bishop is hanging. And if he drops his bishop back to attack me, oh, he kicks my queen that way. Okay, I was just going to come back here. I want to get in the move b3, kick that bishop back. Maybe the bishop will move voluntarily. There we go. There it goes. Okay, so C file, I guess D file. The D file is where that rook wants to go. And bring the other rook out to the C file. His A pawn is hanging. Wonder if he wants to defend that. And I do have sudden moves with the knight. Some moves with the knight. Say knight here hits the B pawn. Yeah, so he just gave up the A pawn. Okay. Let's take it. Why not? Oh, because it's defended by the queen, that's why. Okay, sleepy, sleepy. Sleepy time play. I should have changed the title of this one. Let's see if we can get another game. Yeah, another one higher rated than me. It's my fate. It's my fate today. Okay, I'll get a good old Italian game. Looks like he's playing pretty normal moves. Is he going to gambit the e-pawn? That's a line here. No, he just defends it. Let's stop the pin. Then defend my e-pawn. Let's go this way. Played very quickly. So I want to get castled here. I guess he wants to push his c-pawn forward. I want to play a bishop to e6 here, challenge his bishop. Maybe it's going to relocate here, maybe it'll take and open up the F file. Either way, I want to do this. Okay, he just wants to trade. That's all right. Let's see, I can bring a knight around to the F4 square, I think. Like this. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Of course, he could play G3 to stop me from going to F4. So maybe I should have put my queen on the light squared diagonal first. Maybe I should have. So if I put a knight there anyway, he takes, I take, he takes, I take. Just don't have enough. Let's get in the move F5 here. Oh, no, that was a blunder again. Ah, I keep making these silly mistakes. Uh, because he can push the c pawn with the check. Needed to get the king out of the way first. Oh, that's probably good too. No, it wasn't good. Because now I can put my rook on f7, and that that stops the check, so he can't push the c pawn forward now with check. Then I'll take a moment here to get my king out of the way, maybe here, and I'll bring a rook over here to the f file. Yeah, he's looking at these dark squares here. Nothing doing there though, right? And this knight is going to be loose. Well, a lucky save for me. Yeah, so he moved that knight away. It's going to come into this square, I guess. Let's do the same thing. Let's just not allow him to populate the f5 square. Continuing to play fast. So if I play e or d5 here, he takes, take with the knight. Well, actually, I'm looking at this with check. Oh, but I need to distract this knight. That's the problem. How can I distract that knight? Knight here to here, maybe. So we'll start with this. If he pushes, I'll take his knight. He takes my bishop. And then I can do something here, I guess. Maybe not. Yeah, but it's a trade anyway. Anyway, slowed down to think. Okay, that's kind of what I was expecting. Let's see where he goes from here. Yeah, this bishop is nice and secure now, so I got a good piece there. He goes that way, okay. Oh, it takes away this square, so let's take it. He goes with check when he takes it. Don't know. Got to keep in mind that the A rook is defending f2 as well. Okay, so he takes. So I was going to just take back. Could attack this with my king or my queen, maybe. The queen's needed to defend this knight. Maybe still knight here. Trade that off. Check. Takes, takes. Yeah, with the knight there, this is not sufficiently defended if I can get rid of this knight. Okay, where to? Back to where I came. Let's get the knight into the action here. There we go. Ah, he's got a check. I didn't see that. Ah, it's always something. So yeah, now I don't have enough force here. Well, I could bring the queen over, I guess. Not so easy. I could go like this, I guess. It's got a check here. I can run over here. Can't block because the queen and the rook are covering f7 after the check. So he goes there. Can I throw in a check? Okay, so I can take here now, right? Rook takes, queen takes. And I'm going to. No, that's my trophy. Profitable crows. My kids don't play chess, or at least not competitively. They do know how the game goes. Yeah, there's on my channel. I made a highlight video of one time in the stream. I was talking about the. There was a time in the stream when I was talking about that trophy, so I made a highlight video of it, so you can go check that out if you want. So I want to come over here and check the king, but my rook is hanging. So I guess I should. Oh, I have a problem here, don't I? Yeah, I have a problem here. Well, I can move my queen with check this way, but then the king can take the rook. Oh, I can just take here. Huh. Okay. He had me confused there for a while. I mean, you know, he's got his threats here, but I have some threats too, so. Like mate. Queen f4 mate would be a pretty good threat. So I guess he has to play queen or rook. Some rook to e4 here to stop that. Or he could trade rooks. Maybe he's calculating that and seeing if his king gets into trouble here. Now, there he goes with rook e4. So what to do here? If I take the rook and he takes the queen, that's probably no good. Let's see, I can move the queen with check. And blocks. Now what? Now I can take here. because his rook is pinned. So hey, maybe I get a point here. He resigned. Cool. Survived that one. Started off with 3 losses, and some of them are pretty dumb. So nice to get a win in. Here we go. 1801. So still with the higher rated players. But 1801 is not that far off. I've been that high rated before. So we have a regular Sicilian. Oh, I took with the queen. There's a name for this one. I can't think of it at the moment. But if you bring the knight out right away, then he pins it with the bishop. But if you wait a move, play a6 first, and then bring the knight out, he has to move the queen here. So later on, perhaps he can pin the bishop, but pin the knight rather with his bishop. But now he has to push the pawn forward and stuff. So I gained a tempo. I should just attack the pawn, I guess. He needs to defend it, I think. And now the question, do I put the bishop on the long diagonal? It's certainly very tempting, isn't it? It's a bit slow, but he created all these targets on that long diagonal, so why not do that? That's kind of a dull way to play. Again with the queen. Okay, so let's set up a little tactic along this diagonal here. Knight to h4. Win the rook in the corner. And otherwise, I just castle. So knight to h4 now. He'll block the diagonal with pawn to c3. So I should castle first. Then I could play knight to e4 with control over c3. I said I have control over c3. Weren't you listening? Ah, yeah, I can just take it. Yeah, that's a funny thing to miss, but I didn't even notice that he could take it. So maybe knight d5 would have been better. But he's really fallen behind in development here. Maybe rook c8 is the way to go and put more pressure on that pawn. Okay, let's try it. Defends with the rook. So where to go here? Where to go today? Could go here, pin the pawn that way. He can take here. I take here with check. Yeah, it seems like that's worth something. Oh, he can't take here, actually. And the bishop's still defending it. So he drops his bishop back. Okay. Can I just trade that bishop off? Rook takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and I'm hitting his queen, and I'm threatening the knight. But oh, now he has rook takes, queen takes. So I guess that's nothing great. Could take here first, then take here. I think I'll do it this way. I take here, and then I go here. And this is a kind of double attack, hitting his bishop and hitting the pawn here. So he moved his bishop out of the way. Let's grab that pawn. Okay, so he brought his bishop over to defend. He's giving up another pawn here, right? Should I take with the rook? Yeah, if I take with the bishop now, he could pin it. I guess I unpin easily enough. If I take with the queen, then I lose this pawn here. So I guess I'm losing that pawn anyway. If I unpin this way, he'll bring his rook over to pin. Maybe I can unpin this way. The king seems pretty safe. I've got this diagonal covered here. Marching the pawn forward. Yeah, that makes sense. So I get a tempo with my bishop. Where to go? I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see any great tempo moves. Okay. Oh, he's looking at the F2 square. Ah, oops. I walked into that one. Oh, well, that was a pretty good game. That was a pretty good game. I had him in pretty much outfoxed there. Anyway, yeah, let's see. Been streaming for 40 minutes. Let's play some more. See how long I can keep this up. Maybe I'll finally get someone who's lower rated than me. Oh yeah, it happened. He aborted. Oh well, he was probably tired of facing higher rated players too. Let's see, I could look at my history here for a second just to kill some time before jumping back into the pool. Let's see. Yeah, loss, win, loss, draw, loss, win. One of these has computer analysis. This one, yeah, I guess so. If it doesn't say underneath, I guess they don't have it. Let's take a look at the computer analysis here with the Blumenfeld counter gambit. So I don't know too much about this gambit, but it's an interesting one. You can see it's plus 0.4 for white. You know, that's not bad. No more than typical opening advantage. I do know that you take back with the f-pawn and try and build up a big center, and the idea is that, yeah, white takes there, and then you play d5. You get the big center in exchange for that pawn. But he went bishop g5, so actually I'm a little better after this. Little mistakes here and there, but I'm keeping some kind of edge through this part. Yeah, I gained a tempo on his bishop, so that's an opening success. And then that's a mistake. And then I made a mistake. Best move was c4. Ah, try and trap his bishop there. I just wanted to trade that bishop off. So now it's just a slight edge for me. And then somewhere around here I blunder. Oh no, this is still good for me. 94. That's a mistake, huh? Oh, yeah. That's a mistake because he can take and then he has a fork. He just didn't fork my pieces, but knight to c6, as they're showing here, forks the two rooks, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I got lucky that he didn't play that move. And then I was trying to unwind here. I was going to answer knight c6 with knight to c5, hitting his queen. He went knight c6, I went knight c5. Best move was rook e to e8, so I should just give up the exchange here. Because this fails. Yeah, because he takes the rook with check. So my idea was just all wrong there. But then he played this part badly. Right, he's just a piece up here after at this point. Let's see, what's happened here? Let's count the pieces. He's got two rooks. I have one rook. Yeah, he's a rook up, but his knight is hanging and his queen is hanging. Okay, so he can take a pawn attacking my queen. So, but this ends up being the exchange down. So I guess that was pretty normal. And then white is just better here, being up the exchange. And let's see, so c takes b3 was a big mistake here. I should have moved the knight. Because he has, what move did he miss here? Just invading with the rooks. Looks like that keeps the advantage. And then, yeah, he's just kind of giving his edge up a little bit. Let's see. Rook 3 to b7 was best. Rook 3 to b7. Yeah, gang up on the back rank here. Check my king, win some pawns. Probably the best way to play. Okay. And then I started getting this check, and now it's actually just a draw at this point. But he walked into a mate. So that was a fun game. Anyway, let's go back. That's probably been enough time. Let's go to play and get another game here. FF Jacob. Okay, sort of evenly matched. 1790, 1760. Okay, we get a good old-fashioned Slav defense. He plays the normal move there, stopping the e5 gambit. So I'm going for a semi-Slav. Looks like we will get it. The Moran variation. Ah, no, this is an anti-Moran, playing the queen there. Yeah, the queen's pressure on the c file kind of interferes with this idea of taking and playing b4. I have to be a little careful here. I don't get a passive position though. So where's my counterplay? I guess I'm going to go for e5 in this position. Ah, and he goes immediately for that attack on the knight. That's interesting. So I can take it. He plays the rook here. And then if I defend the knight, he can chase it away and then pick up the g-pawn. So taking it is not so great. If he pushes, I can hop in here. And he didn't do anything to stop me from playing e5. So let's go ahead and play e5 right away. It's an interesting move, though. G4 is very interesting. Okay, so he's going to think here. Nothing wrong with just taking, I don't think. He takes there first. I'll take with the knight because the knight was going to have to move after he played g5 anyway. Okay, so he's just going for this position where I have an IQP. And it's simplified a bit. Ah, he's going for more simplifications. I don't approve of this way of playing. Too much simplification. And what has he got to show for it? So if I play d5 immediately, d4, I could take that. Here, let's start with the rook move. I mean, his pieces are just slightly worse off than mine, so I don't think the this slight weakness of the let's go ahead and castle now. Of the isolated queen's pawn is sufficient for what he's done. Yeah, he's got he's pretty fractured along this diagonal here. And he's not worried about it. Okay. So rook here. I'm going to push my pawn forward. When I get the chance. More simplification. Yeah, so I still want to put the rook here and push the pawn forward. He's going to put his bishop there, huh? Okay. That's the way he wants it. That's what we'll do. You can defend the pawn with the rook. I'll bring the rook over, puts the queen there and bishop there. No, I think he's losing that pawn. So his carefully nurtured advantage of my isolated pawn seems to be disappearing, unless he can find a clever move here. Always possible. I do have to be careful about my back rank. That's one thing to watch out for. There may be some tricks there. He did defend. Okay, let's keep attacking. Oh, the king. Okay, but now I can play here. Didn't think about the king defending, but definitely a possibility. But what can he do here? If he takes it, I'll just take back because there's a pin here now. Ah, he resigned. Okay. Well, that was a nice win. I like that one. I think White's play deserved to be punished there. He was just trying to give me an isolated queen's pawn and go to an endgame. That's just too simple. Too simple a plan. It cannot really work. And the isolated queen pawn, it has lots of dynamic possibilities. As we saw, another... I have to see how many players in a row were higher rated than me. Okay, back to e4. Now the center counter. Okay. That's the way I play it. I think that's a fine way to play. Okay, so let's go ahead and castle. There's some tricks on this position, like when he takes here, take back with the bishop, and I'm looking at this diagonal, and there's a loose pawn here, so it's not so simple. So should I push or should I take? Taking helps him. Maybe I should develop. Taking helps him develop his bishop. Now I can take. Okay, and he just gets ready to castle. So I'm thinking about playing knight to no, I guess that doesn't help much, does it? Let's get the queen off of the off of the d file. Let's see, if he plays knight to b4, I'll go queen b3, and I can kick the knight back. I guess. Otherwise, I'm going rook d8 and then a3, b4, maybe b5, that kind of thing. Expand on the queen side with my extra pawn over there. Yeah, so he got his queen out of the way right away. Okay, so let's start those pawns a rolling. Aha. Okay, let's insist. Guess I have to play that first. Because if I just played rook b1 immediately, he could have pushed on with a5. I don't know, maybe I could have taken it. Might have been annoying. Oh, well, let's go for this immediately then. Tony Taylor. What's going on here? The bishop is blunted. This bishop isn't keeping a pin. This knight has a move here maybe at some point. I've got that covered. Yeah, I think he's maybe having trouble finding moves. Bring the rook out. Yeah, that makes sense. So he's saying he doesn't care. Yeah, why don't I bring this knight over? To the queenside. Get rid of his active bishop. And yeah, I'm going to hop a knight into the b5 square. That was my plan. Maybe put a rook on the d file here and get knight to d6 on. Okay, so he doesn't mind if I take his knight, rook takes, pawn forward, queen moves somewhere. And the other pawn comes forward with a tempo on his rook. If the queen goes here, there's a fork, so the queen goes all the way back. And here, the rook goes back. It's too bad I don't have this covered. If I had a bishop on the long diagonal now, that would have been very handy at this point. Let's just take. Okay, and then get a rook to the d file here. That leaves this pawn hanging. I guess I need to play here first. Yeah, it's not so simple. After I play there, he can bring his bishop in, harassing my rook and my knight. And the knight doesn't have good squares to go to. So I can play my knight here. Looking at some of these dark squares. Maybe look to push these pawns forward. Yeah, I thought he might do that. So if I defend here, then I think I can push the c pawn forward. Oh, you know, I could have pushed it right away. I didn't need to defend because my queen defends. Well, let's see if he has a way to stop me. I think I can push that pawn forward anyway. Because he brings the knight in. Yeah. So that tempo mattered. That tempo made a difference. I'll try this. Try and encourage him to blockade, and then I'll trade. Now, do I go for this pawn or the bishop? Not sure. Okay, so he is putting his rook behind this pawn, giving up this pawn. Is there a trick here? Yeah, okay, he's just going to march his pawns through the center. Okay, let's get rid of that bishop and make these pawns more mobile. He's saying I can't do that. Interesting. Okay, I don't know what he's doing here exactly, but we'll find out, I guess. He's going to have a check at the end of all this. Okay, so I have a check as well. Where do I want the rook? So I take, he takes, I take. The queen will be there. Queen takes. So I have a queen here, a rook here. I'll have a queen here and a rook here. And I'll just go queen here and just go into that rook and pawn endgame, I guess. It's a check, so he has to trade. And then I've got these passed pawns over here. They're very fast. Yeah, he just resigned. So that was a nice win, I think. Here we go. Let's see if we can get another one here. Oh, I wanted to look at my history and see how many higher rated players did I face in a row. So that was 1803. That was 1791. That was 1650, but he aborted, so we didn't even play that one. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I had eight games in a row where I was facing higher rated players. That's a bit unusual. And I'm still holding. My rating is hanging in there. I got my share of wins there. So an even game. Here, let's go back to Knight of 6. Maybe we'll get a Nimzo Indian or something. The Slavs are pretty tough to play. Yeah. It looks like we transpose back into a Slav anyway. Well, it's an opening that I play. Let's see what variation we get this time. Maybe let me do the Moran. That's what I like to play. Yeah, once again, he's avoiding moving that bishop. It's another kind of anti-Moran variation. And now I could take. He takes, I push, it drops back, I push. I can't push right away, I need to defend it. Let's go for this. This looks okay. There, a6. And now I can push c5 or perhaps e5. But there's some break in there that will get me a position. Unless he does that. I was threatening the fork there. Oh, maybe I should have played e5 right then. That's probably the move. That was probably the move. This way I trade. Took with the bishop. So I can still go here. Is that right? No, I can't actually. Because he'll have have a discovered attack. Okay, but he's not worried about me playing c5. He didn't do anything to prevent it. So now I can play it. Just that after he takes and my knight comes here, he had bishop takes knight with a discovered attack on the knight there. But now I put the rook here so it's defended. He can take, he can push, or he can push the other pawn. All of those moves are possible. So I can push first, kind of kick this bishop back, but that helps him actually. Well, he could line up his queen and bishop. If the bishop dropped all the way back, he could put his queen on c2 and line up for this attack. So let's keep that in reserve. It's not in any danger at the moment. Just take. Yeah, maybe didn't realize he was losing a pawn there. But I think this pawn sack is interesting for white. So if I push first, he takes the knight, I take back, and then he saves his bishop. Okay, I push, he takes the knight, I take the bishop. He keeps taking, and things are kind of a mess over here. So I'll jump forward like that. If he takes and I take and the knight moves, then I can maybe grab that pawn, can I? No, I can't. Need a couple more pieces to attack it with. He resigned. He resigned. That is no good. Why resign? Let's look at the analysis board. This is a perfectly good position for white, I'm pretty sure. You gotta play these kind of things. Well, let's check to make sure I know what I'm talking about here. I mean, we're only on move 17. He's down one pawn. Okay, at the end there, it gives him a minus. Okay, it gives me a 1-point advantage. So I guess he was just a pawn down. I don't know. I think it's still an interesting position for white. Yeah, so let's go back to the beginning and then this is all normal. This is all normal, and then it doesn't like my play here. A6. That's the normal way I play the Moran, but maybe in this particular case it's not good enough because I normally want to follow up with the immediate c5, and that's the point of a6 is to defend the b pawn so the c pawn can be pushed. So instead of a6, it wants to go bishop b7. That's the other alternative. Okay, so it thinks white is better now, but white should play knight c4. Yeah, looking at my bishop and clamping down on this square. That makes a lot of sense. So that would force a trade. Ah, it actually just wins a pawn here. Yeah, so that's good. So instead he played e4, threatening this fork. And as I mentioned during the game, I should have just pushed on with e5, and that would have been okay. So b4 here this is his biggest point of advantage here. He's up 2 points. So yeah, I was expecting him to just keep pushing on with e5. That was the recommendation here. Knight here, castles. He's just got a good position. The material's even, but my pieces are a little bit oddly placed. So anyway, he went with a3, and I'm still in the game here. I take, takes, and then bishop b7 was a mistake. So I could have played c5 right away, huh? c5. What I think was the problem here? Ah, yeah, I was saying if I take here, he takes the knight. I guess the one point is maybe I don't have to take back right away. Or I take here with check. That's it. He takes here, I take here with check. Then take back. And that's all okay for me. Okay. So I could have played could have played c5 there, and when I played bishop to b7, that's when I'm worse again. So this is all okay for white, and then here, yeah, so d5 loses a pawn, and he should just play bishop c2. Keep the tension. And he's got a good position there. Okay, but I still think resigning here is a bit premature. Oh, I'm sorry. After d5, I take, he takes, he pushes, I go there, and he just resigned. So anyway, let's play another game here. Okay, well, I haven't played English. Let's play c4. Ah, and my first lower rated player this stream that actually played a move. Okay, let's bring the knight out, stop the pawn from coming forward. Let's fianchetto the bishop. He could have played e4 there, I guess. I don't know if that's a line. Okay, so I think I want to blunt that bishop, so I'll go ahead and play e3 here. Give up on playing the Botvinnik system. The Botvinnik setup I like to get into. Sometimes that's with e4 and d3. But here, it's with his bishop there, it's not so great, I don't think. So I'm just going to castle and play d4. Gain a tempo on that bishop. If he takes, I'll take back with a pawn and try and build up a big center there. And he just goes back. So so this is good. I like this. It annoys me a little bit more when they try to push the e-pawn forward and shut in this bishop. It's sometimes troublesome. So knight f4 and pawn to d5 maybe is an idea here. If I play knight f4, he might kick it immediately, but well, then I'll have a weak pawn, and my knight also can fall back here. No, it can't, can it? Okay, so we'll start. Oh, with the bishop move, he has knight g4. We'll start with this move to keep the knight out of g4. Then we'll continue with bishop to e3, knight to f4, pawn to d5. That's an idea. That's my plan. And since I spent a lot of time there, I'll play the next few moves quickly. It looks like this guy has beat me before. HKLB78. 1-0 in our previous encounters. Okay, he's looking at these squares. I don't mind. Or do I? If he goes here, he can come into these squares. Let's stop that. It's a little bit annoying. Let's not let him do that. Yeah, so he goes there. The other place he can go. And I'll go with knight f4. So if I go d5, he takes, I take. He takes, I take, he takes, I take. I have enough force there to hold that, don't I? And if he doesn't take, if he like pushes this pawn forward, oh, I wasn't paying too much attention here to the opening of this diagonal. Yeah, that's not so great for me. This is pretty weak over here, and this is weak. But, well, we'll see if he can exploit it. Maybe I can push on with e4, kick that bishop back. He can play g5, try and kick my knight. It'll be complicated. Yeah, he's got to think about this. I mean, if he kicks my knight away, then my h-pawn is hanging. So that's one point there. So g4, g5, e4. He takes the knight, I take the bishop. He takes the pawn. I guess he wins a pawn that way, but I'll try and round it up. And his king will be somewhat exposed too. Yep, so I have to take the bishop. So what's the best way here? Let's see. He can play knight here to defend the pawn, or knight here. Any other move that defends it? Or should I bring the rook up? No, I want to bring the queen up because it keeps this square covered. You know, there's another idea of just leaving that pawn there and taking here. Pawn takes, queen takes, and I get my pawn back over here, and I leave this pawn in place to shield my king. Yeah, because he's going to put a rook on the g file. So let's go ahead and do this. And if I get the queens off, I'm also threatening the rook in the corner. No, I'm not. Not actually threatening it. Well, after he takes, I guess the bishop will be threatening it. So, interesting position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Ah, he defended that one. Maybe he wants to push forward. Knight here, knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes, pawn takes. Don't know. Let's bring the king in. We're getting to an endgame, right? Activate the rooks. Ah, he just wants to trade out here. Huh? Got to be a little careful. Watch out for those tricky knight forks and things, and the check here. But I want a pawn in that transaction. Yeah, so he's moving his knight with the tempo on my rook. And attack that knight. Still has the check. I can go here. Knight there is covered. Knight there is covered. Rook here check might be a problem. So if I go forward, he's got checks there and there. So let's go here. Okay, and he just ran with the knight. Okay. So what now? I guess I start by saving my pawn. And I have to think about what to do on that check there. Guess just straight down. I don't want the other rook coming in. It came in anyway. Okay, let's bring a rook over here. I'm giving up a pawn to try and get my rooks active here. Also, I'm going to threaten checkmate in a minute. Pawn here, rook here is going to be mate. If I attack the rook, he'll play rook over here with check. I go here, rook down check. Let's go here with check. Let's go here with check. Okay, let's harass the knight, maybe. I don't know. Don't know what to do here, really. This is a tricky situation for both of us. Oh, I forgot about the mate over there. Okay. Oh, well, I deserved that one, I guess. Back to e4. Robbie bite. Okay, we got a normal Sicilian. Mainline, open Sicilian. The Scheveningen. So I can play the famous Kara's attack. Okay. He's not afraid. Okay, I'm going to play some normal moves here then. I don't know the Kara's attack all that well, so I think you're supposed to put the rook on the g file, but he's supposed to play h6, or at least that's one line. So let's just castle queenside. And see what he does here. All very quickly played. Okay, I think, yeah, the rook does need to go to the g file so that I can push the h pawn forward without losing the f pawn. Yeah, let's hold on to the e-pawn as well. So I'm going to get a line open somewhere here. I thought that was not possible. or not advisable. Is something hanging here? Or did he just give up his bishop? Yeah, 2 rooks and 3 pieces versus 2 rooks and 2 pieces. I don't think he counted that one right. And there's a threat on g7 here. He can play f6, kick the rook back. It's defended by the knight and the rook. Block the bishop. So yeah, that works. Okay, what is Vaverukusho? Hello. Yeah, I'm not. I'm recording on Lichess rather than on chess.com. So, I mean, I could challenge you sometime on chess.com, but I can't. I can't record it. My recording is not set up for that somehow. Or you could get an account on Lichess if you want to play me. Yeah, sorry about that. I used to record games on chess.com, and then they had those ads they were running, and it messed up the recording. And so I kind of gave it up for a while. So where, I was going to put the knight here. Ad block. Maybe ad blocker would work, huh? That's an idea. Definitely. Okay. Let's get this knight into the game somehow. Ah, the rook defends there too. Okay. I'm okay here. I just want to get the bishop out to a good square. Maybe I should take that knight first and then get the bishop out. But Lichess is free, so you could quickly set up an account there and challenge me if you wanted to. Although I've been streaming for an hour and a half, so I'm not going to stream for that much longer. It's about my limit, hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay, yeah, take the knight. And well, now, I can put the bishop here now. Now that he's blocked the now that he has blocked the c file with the pawn, yeah. So I can put a knight here. Yeah, that's a good move. Taking advantage of the pin and threatening on g7 as well as d. As well as d6. He didn't deal with either of those threats. So I could check first, drive the king back, and take the bishop. He resigned. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, not that one. This one. Whoa, so not too bad a stream. It started off with some losses, but I recovered. Got some wins in. Roosebay 666444. Okay, back to facing higher rated players. Oh, maybe I can do some kind of Nimzo-like thing here, except he didn't play the c pawn forward. This is kind of like a reverse Chigorin. Chigorin defense with colors reversed. Okay, well, we're going to fianchetto this bishop here, try and take advantage of the light squares. He is going to attack. I don't think I want a castle on the queen side, or king side. So I'm going to... that's kind of clever. Okay, I'm going to play that. If I just played h6, his bishop h7 would force my rook to move, and then he could still win the g-pawn. Very annoying. Yeah, the knight's coming in there. Okay. Let's chase the knight away. Chase those blues away. Is he going to sacrifice on f7? Might be possible, but no, he's going to go there. Oh, that's funny. Oh, because he's got this square. That's a good square. Okay. Guess I'm not castling queenside anymore. I will take his knight, though, if I get the chance. So he takes first. Now I castle queenside, right? Except it's not legal. Unfortunately, not legal. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get my other rook into the game here, really. Except to move my king to the side and bring it over to the f-file. Ah, so he got his queen away from the action there. That's cool. I succeeded, in a way. I did a thing. So, maybe he wants to get rid of my bishop. Is my bishop a dangerous piece for him? Yeah, let's keep the bishop. So I'm trying to get in f5 here. If he takes en passant, I'll take with the rook. If he doesn't take, he'll probably ignore it, right? He'll probably not take. Then I'll push on with the g-pawn. Try and get a battery here on the g-file. It's not a position I would have chosen, but it's the position I got. That's what it is. So it looks like he's just in time to shut down this diagonal with a push here. But yeah, considering how awkward that opening was, it's not such a bad result for me. Wondering, here, he takes, I take, he takes. Bishop here. Let's just move my king to the side for now. Maybe I can double here since he didn't. He did not do anything. Well, he didn't let me open up the F file, is what I mean. Trades. Interesting. I'm just going to keep pushing pawns over here. He can maybe bring his bishop back to harass my rook at some point, like bishop here, if he pushes that pawn forward. Aha, he is pushing the h-pawn forward. Thought that entailed a little risk for him. Maybe it's not a big deal. Can I play rook here? Where does the queen go after rook to e4? Here, here, and here are covered. So you can drop back along that diagonal. This diagonal is out, or you can go right or left. Guess going here, no, I can't go there. This looks like an improvement to my position here. Let's see if I can penetrate with my queen somehow. Maybe push the d-pawn forward, huh? Just pile through, but then he blocks out the bishop. Yeah, it's a tough position here. Maybe queen f6. He goes there. Oh, right. My so I go here with check. He can take it with his queen. I have a tempo move with my rook, but he goes here with check. So we'll start by defending that pawn. So we can't move the queen with check. Yeah, when I defended the pawn, though, I undefended my bishop, so I wasn't really threatening the threatening too much. So I want to get to this square somehow. How do I do that? Hmm. I push, he takes. I take with check. Clears up another square for my rook. Opens up a file for his rook. So a double-edged move. Ah, he shuts out my bishop. Hmm. Okay, well, I take here with check. And go here with check. I guess it's not a big deal, is it? I'll just drop back here. I don't know. Maybe this didn't work out. I have this square for my rook. I want to take here, I guess, too. He's going to harass my rook again. He's just going to take. Okay, take. Take. Take here. You can take there, but I go here with check. Ah, I spotted that idea. These guys are pretty clever at this level. Let's defend. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I gained a pawn here. For the moment, anyway. Yeah, so what to do? Maybe I should push his bishop back. Oh, really? He wants to go for this endgame? So my pawns are in the middle here. Is he giving up his pawn? He's in time trouble, I guess. He's making some mistakes. Okay, let's just get this thing going here. Should be pretty straightforward from here. The check from the bishop guarantees a queen. And I should be able to win this, right? Okay, he resigned. Well, that was a good way to finish this stream off, I think. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time. And be sure to follow me so you get notifications. Okay, let's Put this banner up, and we'll see you all later. Bye.